What is up, Fin fans? New microphone. This was the microphone that was on top of the GoPro while I was vlogging the other day. But real quick, it's third video from me today. I wasn't expecting this. You got the film breakdown. I literally just released the picks video. But the Miami Dolphins claim a running back. They take Phillip Lindsay. They claim him off of waivers from the Houston Texans. Now, he didn't do much with Houston. But did anyone really do much with Houston? With Denver, was drafted to Denver. First 2 years with Denver, over 1,000 yards. In 2018, he had 192 rushes, 1,037 yards, 9 touchdowns, averaged 5.4 yards a carry, averaged 69.1 yards a game. 2019, 1,011 rushing yards off of 224. His yards per average went down to 4.5. 7 touchdowns, though. And then his last year in Denver, 118 carries, 502 yards, 1 touchdown. But his yards per average were roughly around the same at 4.3. And then again, he comes to Houston, and Houston just is Houston. What do I think about the Dolphins claiming Phillip Lindsay? I think that is saying something of how they feel about the running back room. I think that is also saying something about how they feel about Jared Dokes. Why are you claiming Lindsay if Dokes, Duke Johnson is, so now we have Duke Johnson, we have now Lindsay, we have Myles Gaskin, we have Patrick Laird, and Dokes is sitting there on the practice squad. I find this very interesting, an interesting move by the Miami Dolphins. We'll see how it pans out. Again, this is probably going to be like a 4 or 5 minute video. But, I had so many videos come out today. I didn't really, this happened about 20, 30 minutes ago. But it just shows that the Dolphins want a running game. I showed you guys in the film breakdown, again, if you haven't watched the film breakdown from earlier today, how pivotal a run game is. Not only from the Dolphins standpoint, with that wheel route to Gesicki that was opened up because they were trying to, the RPO was who were going to run it, was going to give the Gaskin, opens up the linebackers. But the flip side, we were so concentrated on stopping Carter that we essentially committed to the run, and their tight end slipped through and got a huge gain. So our running game has been non-consistent, and just, Myles Gaskin had a very good game yesterday. I think it was like 20 carries, about 80-something yards or 70-something yards. Was doing really well. Offensive line blocked kind of well. Ritter banged up, didn't do that great. Dieter supposedly coming back off of the IR. Talk about that real quick. Why not? Dieter's destined to come back off of IR. Will he jump into the starting position, or will they still stick with Ritter? I think they'll go with Dieter. I think they'll go back to Dieter just because of how bad Ritter's been playing, especially in the run blocking. Pass blocking is better. Ritter is more known for a pass blocking center than an all-around good center. But the thing that is interesting is that Brian Flores came out and he was non-committal and said that Parker and Will Fuller are not coming off the IR. Parker, fine, whatever. He's been on there for 2-3 weeks. 3 weeks. It has to be a 3-week minimum. So maybe he's not fully healthy. But Will Fuller's been on there for a minute. And we've seen, maybe it was too soon for him, but we saw Wilson come back with the tear ligament in his finger. We saw Tua come back with the fracture in his finger, still playing now with that, finger. What's going on with Will Fuller? Getting $10 million a year. I find that interesting that he's not doing anything. But again, the Miami Dolphins claim Phillip Lindsay. We'll see. He's going to have to learn the playbook and everything, so we're not going to see him against Carolina. We're probably not even going to see him against the Giants. He'll probably, try to get acclimated to the team, get acclimated to the playbook, the play style, and then he'll probably play against the Jets again at home after the bye. It seems like a good time. Again, this is where I'm going to go off on a little tangent, but this is where us having the late bye kind of worked. If the Dolphins didn't flounder their 7-game losing streak, that bye is pivotal, right? Say we do beat the Panthers, say we do beat the Giants. All of a sudden we're 6-7 going into the bye. We need to win the next 4 games to have a chance at the playoffs. And you get that bye at the perfect opportunity. Perfect opportunity to take a break, rest up, get some of your guys back from IR, Will Fuller, Devontae Parker, get these guys back to make that run on a tough stretch against the Saints, the Titans, and the Patriots. So there's still a possibility we need to win the next 2 games, but if we didn't flounder again, I always liked the late round bye, the very late bye, because of that possibility that you now have that stretch, and then going into the playoffs, if they were going to make the playoffs, and if they didn't flounder that 7-game losing streak, you were one of the few healthy teams. I think there's only going to be 4 teams on a bye on the 14th. You're one of 4 that is healthy for a playoff run. So I think it's interesting. We'll see how this all pans out. But again, bring in Lindsay. We'll see how it pans out. I think he's a good running back. I think he had a tough break in Houston. Why not at this point? I don't think it's really any type of cap hit from him. So they obviously feel a certain way about the running backs to bring in Duke Johnson, now Phillip Lindsay. I'll keep an eye on it. But other than that, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. If you haven't checked out the other 2 videos that came out today, please go check them out. But like usual, stay classy. And fins up.